Hello friends, Techman Pat here. Today is my favorite type of dirt report. It is one where Telstra has screwed up twice, not just once, but twice. And it just doesn't get any better than that. Okay, I joke, poor Telstra, right? Let's get into how Telstra just got fined $1.5 million for leaving customers vulnerable to scams. What kind of scams? What did they do? Well, we're gonna read through an ABC article and find out. It's sad, it sucks, and it's all about technology. So if you hate technology, this is perfect. It just shows how bad technology is. Or at least the companies that are supposed to protect your privacy and security. Or at least they promise to. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get started by rolling the intro. Now I've got two stories for you, but this is probably the big one, and of course it is the most important one. Telstra has been fined $1.5 million for leaving customers vulnerable. Now let's just do a little quick summary here. The telecommunication watchdog has fined Telstra $1.5 million for failing to adequately protect customers from scams. The company did not comply with new regulations requiring multi-factor authentication for important transactions such as resetting a customer's password. Telstra has promised to comply with the regulations, and of course they have in a 2-year agreement with ACMA. So, an investigation by the Australian Communication and Media Authority found Telstra failed to authenticate customers' IDs between August 2022 and April 2023 during 168,000 high-risk interactions such as password resets or SIM card swaps. So obviously, password resets, we all know what happens then. You can get into the account, you can potentially order new devices or get information about that person. But the really important one is a SIM card swap, because every other company, or at least a lot of them, the important ones, banks and Facebook, use the phone as a way to authenticate you. You get a little code via SMS, and most of the time when you can't use something like the Google Authenticator app, you sort of fall back onto the phone number. So you get a SIM card and you steal that, you basically have access to that phone's SMS because you just chucked it into another phone or you swap it out or whatever it might be. If Telstra is not letting the customer get a 2FA or two-factor authentication when they swap SIM cards, then basically anybody and everyone can steal a customer's SIM and their phone, which unlocks a lot of very important things. So the investigation found that Telstra was not compliant with new regulation and it identified more than 7,000 instances involving customers in vulnerable circumstances. Authority member Samantha York said victims of mobile fraud lost an average of $28,000. Now, I don't know about you, but that is quite a large chunk of money for anyone in today's high interest rate world. Now, here's what Samantha York said. It is unacceptable that Telstra did not have proper systems in place when the rules come into force. And remember, Telstra is an ASX listed company. I'm sure when they log into their ASX portal, there is two-factor authentication. Why isn't there one for the customers? Who knows? She continued, SIM swap scams can be particularly devastating as victims can lose life savings as well as control of their phone number and other personal information. And SIM swaps refer to the request for a replacement if someone loses or damages their existing SIM card. A Telstra spokesman said the company was very supportive of regulations focused on customer security, but said the 2022 regulations were significant in scope. What Telstra really saying here is that they don't want to do it because it's too hard to be better at securing their customers' data. I mean, when you hear a company say something that ridiculous, are you really going to stick with them? Is that really the way you want to do business? Am I going to support you in that? Golly, that is just embarrassing. Now, obviously, Telstra has enough money to do this, and it's not really that problematic, and two-factor authentication isn't actually complex. It's such a standard across the industry that implementing it is pretty basic. The fact that a Telstra, a multi-billion-dollar company, the telco of choice, apparently, according to them, did not implement this back in 2022 when it was pretty ubiquitous then, and it is now, is terrible. An absolute shame. But here's the thing. ACMA did not find any direct evidence of losses from the breach. So Telstra got away scot-free And well, apart from that $1.5 million fine, no actual customers were linked to those cases. Lastly, Telstra has agreed to a 2-year undertaking with ACMA to take action on the breaches of future transactions, which is court enforceable if not followed. We'll see how that goes down. Lastly, dodgy Telstra taking weeks to replace failed smart modems. Now, according to this article from Channel News, Telstra is having problems with their smart modems failing. That in itself is not a surprise because most RSPs use very cheap products to give to their customers either for free or for a nominal price. Mostly, and anybody who asks me, I say to them, get your own router. You don't need to spend a lot, $100 to $120 from JB, Harvey Norman, or PLE. You'll get exactly what you need and it'll be perfect for you. And unless you really need a lot of different features, well then check out this channel for more reviews of routers and modems. I've got another one from TP-Link coming up. It's a gaming one and it's schmicko. So what's actually happened? Well, I'm not gonna read the rest of this article because it's really badly written and it sounds like somebody used AI to write it. Like, don't get me wrong, Channel News isn't the worst out there, but this article is terrible. So what's happened? The smart modems have failed and the customer is left without an NBN connection, but the actual device supposed to have a 5G emergency SIM backup that is also failing when the power unit fails. What's even stranger is that according to this article, and a rep called Angelo from Telstra has said that the customer needs to remain calm and don't get angry, or else they will be told that their order will be cancelled. What is going on at Telstra? This is insane. Imagine if you're a business owner and you lose connection and you get told, hey, don't get frustrated with us, don't get angry, or else we just won't even hang up on the call. We will cancel your order. We will go out of our way to go into the system and cancel this replacement unit for you. Telstra, of course, claims that it's Star Trek's fault, not actually theirs, and the delays are all somebody else's fault. Just like their $1.5 million fine, the fault is that customers wanted to swap out a lost or broken SIM. And yeah, they didn't authenticate themselves. And look, this is on top of the 2018 federal court ruling that Telstra had to pay $10 million in penalty after it was found that it misled 100,000 customers with its premium direct billing. Then in 2021, the federal court has hit Telstra with a $50 million fine for unconscionable conduct. We did do a video about both. It was a very strange time. And look, I think we're coming back to that fun times when Telstra keeps screwing up. How they're in business is beyond me, but I'm just going to continue having my coffee and watch from the sidelines. Friends, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about Telstra. Did you do a recent SIM swap and get no two-factor authentication? Let me know in the comments below. I'll catch you all in another one. Bye.